Welcome to the Destiny of Manufacturing podcast, powered by the Precision Metal Forming Association. I'm your host, Dean Phillips, and with me today I have Brad Kuvin, the editor from Metal Forming Magazine. Brad, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dean. Good to see you. Great to be here.
Great to have you here. Well, I hear we have some exciting news to talk about. We have a new podcast to discuss.
Yeah, we do. We are excited, as equally excited as you are to add your Destiny of Manufacturing podcast to the PMA and Metal Forming Magazine websites, and looking forward to what are we going to do almost on a monthly basis, interviewing
Couple of months
industry leaders, and yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, this should be great. Tell us what else is going on new with the Metal Forming Magazine and what's been going on with PMA recently.
Well, with metal forming, there's plenty new, and in the media business, nothing stays the same for very long anymore. So, yeah, we still have the regular magazine, and it's thriving and doing well. But our audience these days is looking for information in a whole new way, in addition to, and we don't say instead of, we say in addition to print, because we know that our audience still appreciates the print publication. They request it. When we try to convert them over to digital, they say we want our magazine, but they do want information in different ways. Podcasts is certainly one of them. But starting last year, we launched something called MF Live, which is a series of broadcasts. They're really kind of meet the press style format with a panel of experts on a particular subject. And we broadcast those from PMA headquarters, where we've got a nice new state-of-the-art production environment, great lighting, and we bring in a professional video crew and sound crew, and we interview and discuss for 90 minutes some important topics of relevance to the metal forming community. So we did that last year, and we'll do that again this year in July with a series of 3, but then we're expanding that, and coming up at the end of April, we'll have MF Live on the shop floor, we're calling it. So it's the same concept with a panel discussion, but instead of just talking heads discussing technical issues live on the shop floor, we'll focus on in this instance, two use cases of automation in production metal forming operations. So we've got 2 companies that have agreed to let us provide some video footage of their automation on their plant floor, and we'll have their leadership present with us in Cleveland to discuss the automation applications, but then maybe even more importantly, to talk about their overall strategy and plans for continuing to add automation to their operations. So we're looking forward to that, and that's probably what's really new with Metal Forming Magazine, again, in addition to the podcast. And again, we'll continue to look for ways to bring new media, whether it's video or, these broadcasts that we're doing, webinars, what have you. So, yeah, it's exciting stuff.
That's fantastic. What have you heard back from readers? And I say readers, but I shouldn't probably say media consumers, I guess as a better definition.
Sure.
Have they been more interested in seeing more videos, and especially on social media and things like that, where we can talk about and try and reach a bigger audience? Because one of the challenges I think we have is, how do we reach, everybody says the same thing, we have to get younger in our industry. How do we go about doing that, though, especially from the standpoint of the media platforms that we currently use?
Well, yeah, you're right on with that. And, we all know that there are still plenty of folks, our age in the industry who like print and consume print. But we know from just our own measurables on our website and our social media outlets, video is king, right? So the most popular web pages, for example, on our website, and probably on most others in our business to business media, are video links. So we're trying to provide as much video, whether we produce it or link out to somebody else's YouTube, for example. We know that's what people want. those are definitely the most clicks that we get are on videos, and we're expecting the same will happen with the podcasts as we continue to launch more and more of them. And who knows what comes after that? But you know, we've been trying to add video to our articles when we can for years, and you know, I always used to say if a picture, you know, tells a, what is it, 100 words, you know, a video is thousands of words. So people want to see it in action, which is why we're excited, honestly, to do the MF Live on the shop floor, so we can show, you know, video. We can talk about robots, for example, tending presses, or you know, a robotic cell tending a series of operations, you know, in a cellular format. It's great to talk about it, and we can show pictures, but to actually show it running, especially with something like automation, I think is, you know, is really what younger audience will appreciate, and they'll be able to learn from that. And that, I guess that's ultimately the bottom line, is it's the best way to learn. And you and I can talk about things, but to actually show something on a video is really how people are going to learn.
I agree. And I think adding this element of the video, even to the Destiny of Manufacturing podcast, adding a video element certainly grabs people's attention. And it adds an element, if you're a consumer of a podcast by strictly listening, you listen in your car, you listen at while you're working out, whatever it is, that's fantastic. But there may be an element there that can go more in depth, like talking about things like servo presses. There's probably things there that by adding an element of video, or as you mentioned, automation, no question that all of a sudden it clicks for people. Oh, now I see what they were talking about. Now I can see where this adds more value for me. Right. So I think you're absolutely right. I think that that's an opportunity for us to really grow and reach more people, both within the platform and outside of it. So people that are listening may go over to the video and watch it now on YouTube or on the through Metal Form through Metal Forming magazine, you know, so there's more opportunities.
Yeah. So I have a question for you then, is when you're doing these video podcasts, I don't know, do you call them vlogs, or I'm not sure what the terminology is.
Some people say vlogs, some people say video podcast. I think video podcast has gotten to be a more prevalent thing. It's the term of the day.
So during one of these events or broadcasts, will you be able, I'm sure you would be able to, let's say we were talking about servo presses, and your guest wanted to talk about, you know, being able to slow the ram at the bottom of the stroke, and, you know, speed it up at on the upstroke. You would be able to show a video of that, right? So hearing somebody explain that is one thing, but to actually see, you know, a press ram slow and dwell maybe even at the bottom is that's a pretty powerful tool to add to a podcast.
Absolutely. And we could do it as simply as I'm doing it right now, where you're talking to me and there's a little picture of me on here, but there is the ability to, of course, add a video element like this. This has a video element to it. It's not specifically video, but it can be. I can add videos into this, and it gives a new element to it. So now it's not just you and me side by side. Whoever's speaking can also take control and add a new element to describing what's actually taking place.
Yeah, that would be huge. That would be huge. So when we enlist subjects to be guests of your podcast, we can ask them if they want to send, you know, a short video to complement what they're going to be talking about. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And of course, logos are always welcome too. We can do more things. You can, of course, do a backdrop like you have, but there's also ways, as I have control over here, I can certainly add an element of just by simply adding a different video to the feed that I can add for any of the people that want to participate in that way.
Yeah, that's neat. Very cool.
So I really appreciate you stopping by today, Brad. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here. This is just kind of an intro to let everybody know what's coming. Get ready, because it's going to be very different from what we've done in the past.
Yeah,
So
it is.
tell
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot
and
of
tell everybody how they can get in touch with you, Brad.
Well, you can certainly email me at bkuvin@pma.org, or 216-901-8800. You can give us a call.
Great.
Look forward to
Thank you
hearing
so
from
much.
everybody. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dean.